Good evening, and welcome to this week's episode of London's Burning, a chronicle set in the city of Oxford about a group of vampires and kindred society reeling from the exodus and loss of London. Tonight, we are joined by the Camarilla Bruja adopted by the Banu Haqim, Aamon, portrayed by Nitro Taipat. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor slumber.
We're all gonna die. Cool.
I mean, you're already dead, so don't worry. Silas, the Camarilla La Sombra, portrayed by Masquerade. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor slumber. Excellent. And we haven't had the updated thing for your name. -1 XP to Aamon. And
I saw that last week and meant to fix it too.
Last but never least, of course, is the sensational Sidra, the Camarilla Banu Haqim Blood Scholar, portrayed by the majestic Ms. Hartz. And that's what you get for starting off early. Gain a hunger.
This week's going to be interesting.
Yes. We start this week in one of the many pubs dotted around Oxford. Sidra and Aamon have met up, located before they head out to Elysium to meet with Silas and Kulal. The pub is busy with many different kinds of people of all social strata and groups huddling together, drinking, laughing, and sharing stories. Little do they know of the two apex predators gathered among them, walking around, trying to pick out prey for the night.
And what type of pub?
It's just a random pub. One of many.
Is there like a dance floor? Or is it just drinkers?
It's just bar. So if you want a limbo, there's a bar.
Ah.
How low can you go, man? Sorry. So, Sidra?
I'm hungry. You hungry?
A little bit, yeah. But I can't really do my thing without causing a scene, so. I don't do it like you do. I can't just convince people. I'm not a kind person.
Well, then look for the troublemakers, have them thrown out, and get them when they're thrown out.
That's true.
I could cause some trouble, and I look around for a couple. I'm looking for the type that's the pretty girl that all the guys want and the big, tough, insecure guy.
Two people, one mind. Way ahead of you. Wits and awareness, difficulty 2, please. That's a good feeling when you're like, yeah, I knew where they'd go.
I'm glad you two do, because I have no clue.
That's fine. That's a success. You scan the room and eventually find a hulking mammoth of a guy with his arm round some sweet, innocent little woman. Jane Austen.
So, Aamon, I'm going to get him thrown out. You take him when he's outside.
All right. And hearing this, I'm going to just walk outside and hang out by the door.
So I go up to the woman. Why, hello. I am the sensational Sidra. What's your name?
In that part ahead.
Pick a name.
I'm Jennifer.
It is a pleasure to meet you. And I hold out my hand to shake.
The guy intercepts your hand, takes it, and shakes it.
Oh, hi. I offer my hand again to Jennifer.
She's not interested in touching your hand.
What are you doing here tonight?
We thought we'd check in the opera. What do you think we're doing in a pub?
I'm going to use the cheesy line. This doesn't seem like your type of place. I would have expected something classier.
Jennifer goes wherever I take her. She doesn't complain. Do you?
But she never gets to go where she wants to go?
She wants to go wherever I want to go. This guy's such a Dave.
I hate people like this.
Honey, I'm looking at her, ignoring him. Are you okay?
She looks at you and makes eye contact, and you get the immediate impression that she's almost screaming for help with her eyes. But she manages to get out. Fine. It's fine. It's how it always is.
Okay, I want to admit something. I came over to you because I am having a problem, and I point to my shirt, that I need help in the ladies' room with. And I was wondering if you could come help.
She looks up at the utter arsehole that's going to be known as Dave from now on. He looks down at her and he just gives this small nod.
I offer my hand to guide her to the bathroom.
No holding hands. Don't trust
I
you.
walk just a little bit away towards the bathroom, but stop as soon as we are out of like his earshot.
Okay, cool.
And offer my hand.
She smiles at you and very cautiously, nervously takes your hand. You can feel it slightly shaking in yours.
I look at him, look back at her, up at her, and kiss her hand.
You're going to get me in so much trouble, but it's nice.
You know what I would really like to do? I can't believe I'm saying this. Maybe I've had too much to drink.
Go on.
You are very pretty. I would love to kiss you.
I don't know. I mean, that's so sudden, and Big Dave's right over there. Do for me. Yeah, charisma and persuasion. Let's go at difficulty 2, please.
Oh, hell no. I'm re-rolling that. I am
mean,
not new.
You can only
only get
re-roll
one
one.
success, though.
But would you like success at cost?
Yeah, and I get the beast no matter what. Fuck.
No, if you get
Yeah,
success at
not
cost, you
really.
won't get the beast. That's the point of
Oh, you're
success at
offering
cost.
success at cost?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Tell me how you're going to kiss her. That's what I want.
The cost, huh?
No.
God, I'm gonna have so much fun beating up Dave.
So, wait, so am I describing what I'm doing, or am I preemptively describing?
Describe what you're doing with great
Okay.
detail.
So I put my hand up to cup her cheek. I run my thumb along her jawline. Lean in very close, very slowly, and gently touch my lips to hers. And back off like a centimeter to see if she pulls away.
She will lean in, return the kiss. Upon sight of this, however, Big Bad Dave stomps over. It's like, what the fuck do you think you're doing? Probably likes football,
I ignore
by the way.
him. Kiss her again, obviously with tongue.
Okay. Dave takes...
So he knows.
Oh, Dave takes an affront to this, and he will grab you by the back of... Oh, really? At this point? I was so close. I was that close.
No, Falscar, bad.
Discard just reset. I'm sorry, what was Dave doing?
Big Dave grabs you by the back of your collar and, with force, pulls you off Jennifer. He ignores you practically, turning his back to you, and starts screaming, ranting and shouting at Jennifer, which I'm not going to do. Even I have a limit, and that's it.
I come between the two of them and yell as loud as I can, hoping I can get a bouncer to hear. You keep your hands off of her.
In order to keep this within Twitch guidelines, I'm just going to give a summary of his reply. And also I've got my own limits here. He will shout and scream that you're the one who tried to steal his girlfriend and attempt to slap you.
Bar fight.
Again, I'm yelling to get a bouncer's attention.
This is a pub.
You...
No bouncers.
Well, there's a bartender. There's someone that would throw him out.
Be a bartender, yeah, okay.
Okay.
Also,
And if we're walking to the bathroom, we gotta be close enough to the bar.
if the
Yeah.
storyteller's okay with it, if she yells loud enough, you could decide whether or not I hear it too, because I'm just sitting outside the front door.
Oh yeah, you'll hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to make everyone in the bar stop and listen. So I yell, you keep your hands off of her and you keep your hands off of me.
The barman, Steve, walks over. What kind of trouble is this? We'll have no trouble here. This is a local pub for local people.
He is threatening violence against his girlfriend and he just hit me. Do
You're
either
all
of
bad.
us look like any match for him?
You're all barred. Get out of my pub. And then he looks up at Dave and
Okay.
is like, please.
I hold out her hand and say, come on.
Oh, you're in so much shit now, lady. No one's going to stop me out there.
Bring it on. And I guide his girlfriend by the hand outside.
You head out onto the alleyway, seeing it relatively quiet apart from various people in states of inebriation, slumped against the wall or throwing up in a corner. Would you like to take first action here, or do you want Dave to instigate things?
Are you asking me or Aamon?
Yes.
I have an idea of where I want to jump in. I'm seeing where Sidra's taking it.
Okay.
All right.
So I walk out, scan around for Aamon. Hopefully, are you where I can meet your eyes?
I'd be right out. I'd be like leaning
Okay.
against the wall right out the front door.
So I nod to you, nod to him, and then continue leading his girlfriend by the hand down behind the back of the building.
And he is going to follow you and start running at you from behind, because you've got a little bit
That's
ahead.
That's where I'd show up.
Okay.
I run up behind him and grab him by the shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as he turns around, we're out of general eyesight, right? We're kind of
Yeah. I mean, all the people that are there are under the effects of alcohol and too busy self-nursing to worry about you.
I'd like to spin him around and just say, "Can't you see those? Can't you see?
It's easy
Can't
for
you
you to
just
say.
let the two women have a lovely night?" And I'm gonna punch him in the face.
As you start to punch him in the face, he will begin the sentence. The fuck are you dressed up as? And I'd like you to do strength and brawl. Difficulty 2, please.
Okay. I will like to point out, I will try and make them non-lethal hits. I'm not gonna try and kill them.
Well, it's not up for you to decide.
Okay. I wasn't sure if that was something I have to declare or anything. Okay,
That's Star Trek.
I'm not Xavier. I don't get any punch modifiers.
You successfully hit him, striking him in his rather oversized beer gut, winding him.
Is he going to do anything?
No, he's winded. He's just there trying to catch his breath, trying to restrain himself from throwing up.
Then I'm going to try and grapple and put him in a headlock. And I'm going to wait to see what... Because I don't want the girlfriend to turn around and...
Strength and brawl, difficulty 2, please.
Okay. I'm kind of waiting to see when Sidra's going to do her feeding. So that way I can start mine.
Ooh.
So my intention was to take her around the corner and out of sight of people. I don't know if you are as far enough to be.
I just figured you weren't there yet. No, I'm gonna reroll the 1-0. Actually, I'll reroll 3 because I can. Okay, so 3 success.
Yeah. Aamon takes the guy's arm, holds him by the wrist, and puts it in the restraining position. Surprisingly able to hold Dave back. No one's more surprised than Dave. For such a little sprightly guy, he's got a lot more strength behind him than he expected. Meanwhile, this is the bit you've all been waiting for. Sidra, taking Jennifer, who is enamoured by her white knight in shining armour, guides her into the most romantic of places of Oxford, a car park behind a pub that reeks of piss and vomit.
I am so sorry about all of that, and I'm so sorry jumping ahead. Are you safe? Are you feeling okay?
I think so. It's exciting. It's nerve-wracking. What do I do now?
I think you should find somewhere else to go. That guy's not good for you.
It's not that easy, though. I've got no one anymore, and he's the only person I can live with. I could go back to my aunt, who lives on a farm, I suppose. But how would I get all my stuff out and not have an encounter with Dave?
I think You won't have to worry about Dave, at least for the rest of it.
I need a car. I don't know how to get all my stuff out so quickly and make myself safe. It's not like I have a car. He took mine away.
Of course he did. Okay, in Oxford, are there any women's shelters?
Probably.
I'll get you to some people who can help.
What's your humanity score, Sidra?
Pretty high. 6.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm actually caring.
Yeah.
Because it used to be lower.
Just.
Before though, can I kiss you again?
Sploosh.
Consent is sexy, folks. Oh, come on. Do you want a woman to come up to you and say, "Can I kiss you?"
No, my wife would kill me. Okay. Going in for the feed?
I reach it over. Well, I will actually seriously kiss her first. And then kiss my way down to her neck and bite.
I'm sorry, do the feeding roll, please. Difficulty 3.
Oh, really?
Would you like success at cost?
Sure.
Sidra extends her 4 fangs and pierces the flesh of Jennifer's neck, feeding deeply, powerfully on her victim. Unfortunately, the beast for a brief moment strikes, flashing in front of Sidra's eyes, a dog barking. In her panic, frustration, and anger, she is distracted long enough to end up accidentally draining Jennifer of all her blood and life. You may slake 3 hunger, but you take a humanity stain.
She doesn't have to worry about Dave anymore.
Doesn't have to worry about the women's shelter either.
Yeah, my plan was to drop her off at the women's shelter when we were done, but
Well, one less thing to do. Banging.
Yeah. Now I actually feel bad that I'm about to let Dave live.
Or are you?
Yeah, it depends on the role.
So what's Aamon doing at this point?
As soon as I saw Sidra go around the corner, I'd attempt to bite into Dave.
Yep, that's fine. Do your feeding roll for me. Difficulty 3, please.
Ooh.
You can re-roll 3.
Yeah.
But I'd also,
always feel
before
bad.
you do, I'd like to remind you
Yeah.
this is literally the first scene.
I know, that's why I hesitated.
I could offer you success at cost.
Fuck it, I didn't like Dave to begin with.
Success at cost?
Yeah.
Excellent. Aamon takes off his mask, as he always does for feeding.
Yeah, we never established that.
Just did. Extending his canines of his lower that suddenly exist and upper jaw, and sinks his teeth into Dave's rather large, fatty shoulders. As he does so, he remembers how he treated Jennifer in there, and he knew he just does not like this man whatsoever. The beast suddenly starts whispering in his ear that this pathetic creature doesn't even deserve life. As Aamon is trying to debate with his inner beast, he's completely distracted and drains Dave of all of his vitae and life. Dave slumps to the floor, dead. You may slake 3 hunger and take a humanity stain also.
Okie dokie. And that does, and I can go down to 0, right?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm at 3 hunger, so that would take me down to 0.
I was at 4. It didn't take me down to 0. I'm kind of disappointed.
Thank you for tracing the body count there, fast cat.
I would probably just grab him by the back of the collar of the shirt and kind of drag him over the corner that Sidra went around. I'll kind of peek around the corner to see what Sidra's doing.
Bummy!
And if she, because I don't want to accidentally bring the dead body in front of Jennifer if she's still alive.
Sorry, Jennifer.
What's Sidra doing when I peek around the corner?
Taking Jennifer to the nearest sewer grate?
In that case, I peek around the corner and then I continue to drag him around with me, and I just go, "You too, huh?"
3.
Yeah.
It's a good thing Xavier isn't here to see this.
For Silas, I'm extremely sloppy. Way to go, guys.
Talking of Silas, meanwhile, across the city, Silas has travelled covertly into Anarch territory. He watches from the rooftops of buildings, keeping his eyes open and his ears finely tuned, studying, watching, and waiting for any potential prey to be walking on their own. Do wits and awareness at difficulty 2 for me, please, Silas.
Okay.
Wonderful. Silas catches sight of a figure waiting in the shadows. He seems to be following a couple himself, thinking to himself, most assuredly, the most apex predator out on the streets tonight. Silas gives himself a small smile and thinks, wait till he gets a load of me, and jumps across the rooftop above the unaware figure below him.
Yeah, I would like to, I guess, if the distance is short enough, just like jump on him and try to grapple him. Well, wait, how close is he to those people?
I mean, in addition to social distancing,
Yeah.
he is probably 10 feet away in total.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if we're like in a dark alley or something, I might try to pounce down on him. If not, I'll try to sneak up closer to him.
Well, he's
Okay.
in a dark
Yeah, I
alley.
might
You're
just-
on the roof above.
Yeah. When the couple turned the corner, I think I'm just gonna pounce down on him before he gets around the corner.
Dexterity athletics, difficulty 2, please.
I really need to level that up. Oops.
Fucking and still
I might actually do a blood surge here for this.
You guys make fun of me for being Batman.
Hey, otherwise it's a guaranteed failure for me, okay?
Blood surge
So,
for you
yeah,
would
I'm gonna-
add plus 2 dice.
Oh wait, I don't yeah, I could do that, but yeah, it'll add plus 2 dice. I hope I don't go into Hunger 5. Let's see. Okay. Let me roll the rouse check.
Hooray!
Yes.
Excellent.
Okay, so I'll do the athletics and dexterity +2.
Yep. Would you like success and cost?
Yes, please.
Silas wills a vitae around his body, especially into the muscles, or what used to be muscles, of his legs, and elegantly, silently glides down into the alleyway. Unfortunately, he misjudged his landing spot and lands smack in front of the kindred below.
Obviously, I don't have to jump with the kindred, but I'll turn around and try to grapple him if he doesn't grapple me first.
Strength, brawl. Difficulty 2, please. Without a moment's hesitation, Silas, not even bothering to acknowledge his slight fumble, grabs at the kindred, pushes his face against the wall, and keeps his hand on the back of the kindred's skull, running the brick wall down his face, causing friction burns along his cheeks, and restrains his arms behind his back. Friction burns never heal.
Yeah. And then I'll feed or brutal feed, something like that. If I need to brutal feed, I'll do that.
Okay. Do your feeding roll for me at difficulty 3, please.
Okay. I guess this would be a brawl and strength feeding roll?
Yes.
Or okay.
Wonderful. Silas extends his sharpened fangs and sinks them into his victim's flesh, beginning to extract the vitae. Would you like to drain him? You can do whatever you want with this bastard.
Oh, yeah, if I can drain him, I'll drain him.
Okay. You may slake 3 hunger. And as this is kindred, you don't take a humanity stain.
Alright.
The body
Sounds good.
dehydrates on itself into a human-sized raisin and slowly slumps to the ground.
If there's like a sewer nearby, I'll drop him. If not, I'll throw him in like a dumpster just to get him out of sight.
Yep, no problem. You don't have to roll for that. You'd find that
Alright.
or something like that and dispose of the body without issue.
Alright.
Nice. Slightly later in the night, the dynamic duo of Sidra and Aamon enter into Elysium, making sure that no mortals catch sight of them as they enter into the secret door that opens to the winding wrought iron stairs. Silas is already sat at a table in conversation with Lorvan, shadows enveloping them both. The constable stands against one of the walls, the only one in the entire room with a weapon visible. Kulal is sat down nursing a glass of vitae.
No Pandora?
No.
You said
go
Kalal was. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Yours is probably better.
Oh, I was just gonna ask. Did you say Kalal was nursing a drink?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's all I wanted to ask. Go ahead, Sidra.
I go up to the bar and get a drink, nodding at Kalal as I pass.
The barman, before even acknowledging you, reaches under the bar, grabs a tumbler, looks at you, takes the tumbler off the bar, puts a silver chalice in front of you, and fills it with vitae. You may sake a
I
hunger.
have to tip this guy. I can't go below 0, though, right?
Correct.
Or I can't go to 0. Okay.
Just because Xavier's not here, you just see Armand just kind of cough out. Just friends.
Smack him on the arm.
I just put my hands up and like, okay. Want to go have a sit down with Kalal, or I'm not really sure what else we're here for.
Well, I mean, we should probably meet up with Silas. As much as I don't.
Sure. He's with Zombra. He'll be here eventually.
He's already sat at a table with Lorvan.
Yeah, he's.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what you meant. Then I redact what I just said, and I say, yeah, probably.
And I lead the way, unfortunately, over to Lorvan's table.
Lorvan puts one finger up, silencing Silas. Sidra, Aamon. A pleasure.
I took my drink with me, by the way.
Of course. Silas, it seems your coterie has come to pick you up to play for the evening.
Silas would look over at Aamon and Sidra, and then back at Lorvan. Yes, sire, it does appear that they have come for this evening. Perhaps they have something pressing.
I'm sure if they don't, Kulal has something for them. It's not often he ventures out of his little hidey hole.
I say mockingly, "Can Silas come out to play?"
If you don't have anything of more import for me.
Of course, Silas. The needs of the Camarilla come first, even if they are childish in comparison to us.
Silas would nod, and he'd give a respectful nod to Lorvan, and then stand and push his chair in. Very well, then.
I raise my glass, and take a drink out of the silver chalice. Have a good evening. And step away.
And you. Just
I
gestures.
kind of just do that bit of like a mocking like salute. I don't even say anything to him.
If you
Lorvan,
could see your eyes, there'd be a wink in there.
Lorvan pulls a small book out of his inside pocket and starts reading it. As you walk away, you can just about see out of the corner of your eye the book's title. The Minute Book of Relaxing.
The minute book of relaxing?
Yeah, because even Lorvan needs to read about it to know how to do it.
He's an interesting guy.
It's a little tiny book. It's minute.
Sure it's not the minute book of relaxing?
It takes way more than a minute.
There's your problem.
I would probably say this in character too. So where to now, oh gracious leader?
Silas
Should
would
we
just
see what?
cock an eyebrow.
Should we see why
Like-
Kalal is out?
I mean, it is pretty interesting. I don't think we've ever seen this Kalal at Elysium, as far as I can remember.
Not since he was appointed.
Mm-hmm. There's gotta be a reason for it.
I lead the way over to his table. May we join you?
Kulal stands, gestures to the seats in front of him. Please, sit. We have some business to discuss.
I take a seat. Were you specifically here looking for us?
Not just you, all children of the hunt.
Is there something I should be concerned about?
Concern? No. But I have been informed of the state of the Tremere domain. We have been granted dominion over their former territory, but before we claim possession over it, we are sending coteries to ensure that all the usurpers' little parlor tricks will hold no surprises for us. You have been chosen to investigate Northway Community Centre. It's a run-down, small little building, to the kine. Though we have dispatched ghouls to it, and it seems there is more to it. Unsurprising, really, when talking about the repulsive tricksters. Go there and investigate the building, and clear it of any Tremere trickery, please.
Seems easy enough.
Excellent. I expect with your impressive track record to succeed easily. As usual, please make use of all assets at your disposal. And he looks at Silas.
I'd say we're nothing but resourceful, so.
And everyone in our coterie has their strengths.
Balance in all things.
Silas would just silently nod.
Questions?
Not unless there's something we need to know.
When you're dealing with the usurpers, expect anything. Usually cheap, tacky parlor tricks.
Yeah, I'm pretty used to that.
These will be the last vestiges of the Tremere left in this city. And then, justly so, we will take possession of the entire domain. This should concern members of your clan as well, Silas. Perhaps the Sombra will be granted domain over our former domain.
Perhaps that would certainly be a positive turn of events, and I certainly will shed no tears for the usurpers. They've always been a false clan anyways.
Very true.
Starting to like this guy.
And please, fly.
Have a good
Silas
evening.
would. No.
That's all. Have a good evening, and I stand up.
Walk in the shadow of Hakim. Silas, walk in the shadows. And carry a big gun.
Silas would smirk and nod and push his chair in.
I would also get up, take a bow, and follow the group.
The coterie. Exit. I'll deal with that in a second, Zithar. The coterie exit Elysium onto the streets of Oxford. The generic-looking, faceless in his appearance, member of the crowd approaches them and hands them back weaponry, except Silas, who never carries any. Where would you like to go?
Like to the car or in the city?
I mean, you're standing on the streets right now, so I would assume you want to go to the car.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I would follow him on to the car.
I imagine our first order of business is investigating this Tremere.
I can't remember. Did we leave anything unfinished last week that we need to tend to? Those half in character, half out of character. Then, yeah, North Bay Community Center.
We'll have to be cautious. The Tremere like to play with blood sorcery. I'm sure they have some sort of wards or something.
Oh, almost definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Do
Can you
either of you have?
We might be
Do
asking the
either-
same question here.
Yeah. Do either of you have the ability to see the unseen?
We do not, but do you?
Sadly, I do not. I can see in the dark, but that's about it.
You know, we need to talk to the pawn shop dude about that sometime.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good idea.
A really cool pair of sunglasses. Let you see the unseen. Hint, hint, hint. Damn it. Well, that's going to make this a little tougher.
Well, I hope we don't have to be quiet.
I mean,
Because if they'll-
I'm decent at
Go
that.
ahead. I mean, I'm not saying we should try to bring attention to ourselves, but if there are wards and we can't do anything about it, I would expect they'll know we're coming if there's someone there.
We'll just have to deal with them as we encounter them.
Mm-hmm.
Very well. Let's be on our way then.
Anything you'd like to discuss further on the journey? Okie dokie.
I imagine
Oh.
one of us is just for flavor. I imagine one of us is just playing 20 questions with Silas to get to know him just a tiny bit better, but like not prying too deep.
The car is filled with different sounds of, is it this? Is it that? And the answer that Silas always picks it is darkness or the night.
What color underwear?
Darkness.
Black as night.
The Coven of
How do you like
Kindred.
your coffee?
Sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say, how do you like your coffee? Black.
How do you like your women?
Dead.
Like I like my coffee.
Dead.
The Coven of Kindred arrive near to the community centre. The street is quiet. The immediate area is dark and not covered by streetlights even. The building and its car park being the only thing standing before them as an almost forgotten and neglected monolith of breeze blocks and steel roofing.
I'm waiting for Amon to do it.
Oh, the door.
No. I checked for cameras.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I'll let you do that for free. You don't find shit.
At which point I'll get out and head for the door.
If she like, normally it's she either waits for me to check cameras or I check cameras, or vice versa. So seeing that she's just up and gets out, I follow her.
Silas would be following, just trying to make sure his suit doesn't get wrinkled.
Heading up to
Trying the front door.
Yep, it's
I
locked.
want to
Oh.
to take a look around, see if I can see anything unusual.
That's unseen.
Try and see the unseen, even though I can't.
You don't even need to roll for that. You just look around, but the only thing that strikes you as out of place, so to speak, is the fact that the area that you're in, the community centre itself, is completely devoid of streetlights in any fashion, even though they carry on right up to the moment before the area, and then right up to the area after.
Convenient. I also want to put my ear up to the door and listen in to see if I can hear anything inside.
You hear nothing inside.
Okay.
Not even
try
the
the door.
squeak of a rat. The door is locked.
At which point I point to Aamon.
I like roll my head a bit, like, okay, and I get down and I try to pick the lock.
Dexterity and lastly at difficulty 2, please.
I almost just click stealth. Yeah. I found the sweet spot.
Aamon successfully, easily picks the lock on the door, opening it, and as soon as the door opens, he can find a key has been posted through the letterbox. Aamon would have enough intelligence to look down at the key and realize that's probably the front door key that he's just picked, so he can easily lock it back up from either side now.
Yeah, no, that's nice. It's just I'm sitting here like, how are you supposed to unlock it? And I'm like muttering that as I pick the key up and put it in my pocket.
The door opens into the welcome area for visitors to the centre. It's filthy, with muddy footprints soiling the tiled floor. The cold wind of the night is filling the small room, already from a lack of any kind of insulation and protection from the night's elements. To the coteries left is a door marked for staff, and in front of them is an open archway that leads further into the one-floored building.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the entrances one more time, or exits?
To the coteries left is a door marked for staff, and in front is an open archway that leads further into the one-floored building.
Let's check out the staff room. I'd imagine it's more secure. Silas would walk over to the staff room and try the door.
Silas attempts to open the door, which doesn't budge upon his touch. He looks down and finds a padlock on a hatch.
This door is locked. Silas would step aside.
I get my old tools out again.
As Aamon is picking the lock. Sorry.
No, go on.
As Amon's picking the lock, Silas would say, "We all have our purpose."
You just hear a couple of grumbles. And
Dexterity lastly, difficulty 2, please. Wonderful. A cheap plywood desk An office chair with no arms and torn blue cushions sits before them in the completely wrecked and dilapidated office. The one small window that looks out onto the field behind them the building is filled with grime that seems to have accumulated over decades. 3 of the walls are filled with posters from the 1980s up to today. The one wall not covered in such posters has a simple cork notice board on it that seems completely unused. The wall itself is even strangely clean.
Seems like a weird place to be locked up. Doesn't seem like there's been anybody here for ages. Does it seem dusty at all?
No.
Damn, that goes away with my ideas. I suspiciously run my hands over the clean wall.
Do intelligence and investigation at difficulty 2, please. You run your hands over the wall, finding it mostly solid, until you start running your hands slowly over the notice board, slower, and you find right in the center it feels
this wall talks too.
Strangely hollow, as if something has been hidden behind the small notice board.
I look behind the notice board.
You take the notice board off its hook and find behind it an embedded stone handprint.
Hey, Aamon, put your hand on that.
I'm not falling for that one. I've been to enough Tremere stuff. This has got bad written all over it.
Well, that's what we're here for, is to look for the bad.
I know, but not experience it.
I certainly don't know the first thing about blood sorcery.
Is anybody else going to put their hand on the handprint?
I put my hand.
I'm just okay.
Sidra places her hand and can feel the sharp, cold metal pierce the palm of her hand as blood begins to seep out, and slowly,
Oh, great.
a needle retracts back into the embedded stone lock. She takes her hand away and watches as cold vitae drips into the handprint and seems to take a life of its own as it begins to expand and fill the hand shape as it fills with her cold blood. A section of the floor behind the desk slides back, revealing a stone staircase that leads down into the darkness. And I'd like you to do a rouse check for me as well, please. Gain a hunger.
I brought my drink with me.
Aha, no, he didn't.
Yeah, just kind of ignoring the fact of what just happened. I'm gonna go ahead and start head down the stairs, and as I pass Sidra, I'm just gonna go, put your hand on the handprint.
Silas would head down the steps as well. He'd activate Eyes
Knock
of the
on the
Beast.
door
so
of
he
a
can
place
see
of
better.
true faith.
And what's Sidra doing?
What was that?
I'd follow behind.
Okay. The coven of undead creatures descend down the stone staircase, their footsteps echoing through the dark and damp corridor. As they journey down into the depths of this clandestine holding, they step into a small stone room as their feet make contact with the uneven stone steps. I don't know why that was so hard. As I
Uneven
said-
stone steps, uneven stone steps, uneven stone steps.
All right,
You can
don't
say
get
that
cocky. My name's Sidra, and I can talk English properly.
Oh, no, I can't.
Upon setting foot on the stone-cold stone steps, 2 candles light themselves, providing illumination, just barely enough for their undead senses to make out that they are in some kind of library. 2 large bookcases run along the walls to their left and right, and a large chest covered in dust sits against a back wall. The light is scarce, and they will need to closely inspect things in the room.
Ooh, library.
I mean, it is Tremere.
I start scanning the books, doing the finger over each spine thing.
Is there anything worthwhile in here, or is it all a waste?
Wits and awareness at difficulty 2, please, Sidra. With a +1 modifier from Silas, I'm going to count that as an assist because I'm generous today.
Oh, that's scary.
Sidra, running her eyes and her finger over the books and the spines, finds that they're all inscribed with some kind of cryptic writing of unknown origin, probably some kind of Tremere cipher that would be impossible to solve. But one book catches her eye. She pulls it off the shelf and opens it. She finds it mostly destroyed, but towards the back she finds reference to a ritual titled Heart of Darkness that makes immediate reference to the Church of Set. It seems extremely complicated and involved, so she decides to hold on to it and study it later when she can devote her entire focus to it.
Ooh. Since the book is pretty much destroyed anyway, I will rip that page out and put it in my pocket.
That works for me. I mean, it'll be more than 1 page for this. But,
Well,
yeah.
I
You
ripped
rip
the
out
section
the
out.
pages. Yeah.
I know we have the key. Remind me if he even mentioned anything about it, but did Kalal say that we were kind of trying to leave everything as undisturbed as possible?
Trying to be quiet.
Okay. Because, like, it's just messing with
You
me.
make a very good point. I activate Silence of Death.
It's hitting my brain weird that, like, I found a key so I can lock up after we're done, but the place is in total disrepair.
Probably should have locked it behind us.
Yeah. Oh well.
Silas would look around to
I
see if
thought
he
that should've-
can see anything else sticking out of him, or if it was just. Is there anything other than the books at the library?
Wits and investigation. Difficulty 2, please.
That's the next thing I need to upgrade. Investigation.
That's what I added 1 to investigation.
Mine's still at 1.
Silas begins systematically working his way through the library, inspecting each bit, until he comes to the second bookshelf. He notices that none of the books on this bookshelf have any titles on their spine at all. He tries to take one off the shelf to further inspect it, and notices the entire bookshelf collapses as soon as he does. His ears, however, catch a small lock click across the room itself, and draws his attention to the chest.
That was odd. Silas would walk over to the chest, and he'd also look over at Aamon and Sidra. You see that? That bookcase collapsed.
Pretty old.
Yeah.
I could have swore I heard a lock coming from this chest.
Yeah. I kind of heard it. I heard something.
Open it.
Silas would walk over and try to open the chest.
Fine.
Amon takes one takes one step back when he leans down to open it.
Silas opens the chest and is bewildered by the sight before him. He finds a very strange stone ladder that seems to descend down once more.
Aha.
Oh, it would appear we need to descend into darkness. And Silas would head down the ladder.
Okay. Aamon, Sidra?
I'll watch him go down just to see if I can tell where he's going first.
Oh, just kind of sit over the chest, kind of.
Yeah.
You all right down there?
You see Silas like going down, and eventually he disappears in the dark, and you just see his two red eyes of the beast look back up at you.
Oh, cool. You're still undead.
So just Silas going
He's
down.
happy.
I'll look at Sidra and I'll just kind of shrug my shoulders and I'll start climbing down the ladder and you just hear me mumble fucking Tremere and their weird ass stuff. And
This
I'll
may
go
be a
join Silas.
mistake. I will grab a candle and bring it down with me as I climb down.
Okay. The ladder ends in a modest-sized room. As all three of the coterie members set foot onto the floor, the hum of fluorescent lights and the stench of stale air and decayed flesh fills their nostrils. Laid out like some kind of autopsy room. 3 metal tables are laid out across the middle of the room, forming a gangway between each one. One of them has a dissected body with its ribcage still clamped open, exposing its rotten insides. Dumped in one corner of the room is a dried-out husk, various bones on its limbs exposed, and what's left of its face has small patches of rotten flesh, with pieces of black decay hanging from its lower mandible. Across the room, in the opposite corner, a corpse lies on its back. Torn clothes and maggot-infested wounds riddle the exposed pieces of skin that they can see. In between the two bodies is a steel door with a wheel in the centre.
Like a big vault.
Tremere.
Like a big vault wheel type.
Yeah, like a
scenario.
submarine door.
Okay.
What? I'll let them do the investigating, but I'm gonna like pop a blade out, and I'm just gonna keep an eye on all the dead bodies that aren't initially ripped open.
Do you think these bodies were trying to get through that door?
No,
No,
I mean,
they
not
look
the
like
one-
experiments.
yeah, this is typical Tremere stuff.
Yeah, the one that's certainly on the dissection table is definitely an experiment for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll take a look over the one on the dissection table. Just seeing if there's anything I can be aware of.
Ah! I get you. Manipulation and subterfuge. No.
Okay with that.
Do for me wits and awareness at difficulty 3, please.
Not rerolling that.
Yeah, it's fine. Sidra runs her eyes over the autopsy table. Tucked underneath the remains of the body, she finds a mysterious note, which you should now be able to see.
It's labeled
All of it?
mysterious note. I read it out loud. Subjects K1, K2, and K3, a family union. Embrace has proceeded without Prince's permission. Subjects are only needed for experimentation. Permission would only slow the process. Results are disappointing. More subjects are needed. If only we could bring Dr. Bowier in, though he is too principled to assist.
Hearing her
Definitely.
read that these were definitely like not just studying stuff, but like experiments. I kind of slowly walk around and the body one. So I'll go over to one of the bodies that's like on the ground, and I kind of just like I'll kind of move its clothes around to see if I can get a look under it and maybe poke it a little bit, see if it moves.
You have a stick. Poking it with a stick.
I'm poking it with my sword. Yeah.
You don't need to roll
He's
for that.
poking it with a stick.
It doesn't respond.
Can I actually? I did kind of want to like, I guess, look around on its person by, like, using the thing to move clothes out of the way, see if it has anything on it that's important.
You want
Other
to
than
open up
just
its
clothes.
clothes on one of them.
I'm poking. I'm moving the clothes around with my stick
Okay.
to see if I can look up underneath of it.
Oh, right. Yeah. You don't find anything underneath it.
I'm helping.
Silas would I think he's gonna look at the body with the maggots and see if he can find anything interesting there. And he would comment that this body looks like it was fresh enough to leave behind maggots. It can't be that old.
You find nothing of
Yes.
interest.
As they were talking to each other, I'm just going body to body, doing the same thing, just kind of poking it, checking its clothes, stuff like that.
Well, I suppose if there's nothing interesting on these test subjects other than the notes Sidra found, let's proceed through the door. And Silas would walk up to the submarine-style door and start turning it.
On that note, we're going to take a break.
Okay.
Slightly earlier than usual,
Mhm.
but it's fine. So we'll be right back.
As Silas proceeds to the door, and he begins to turn the submarine-style, like, bolt-head door.
The metal creak begins to echo through the room. At that point, a sound.
I see where it's supposed to go.
Did that come from the other side of the door or the room that we're in?
Why am I
If you'd
doing this?
if you'd have kept it in your pants half a second longer and let me speak, you would have found out.
Sorry.
-1 XP.
I didn't hear it. I
You
can
might
hear
have to
background music.
You might have to refresh. Because I'm happy to play it again.
There's a lot of... Yeah, it was a good sound effect.
It sounded awesome.
Mhm.
Like, awesome.
They were stomping and sword scraping.
Oh, now I can't hear the background music anymore.
Roll20's
Oh,
doing
there
his
it is.
Roll20 thing. You want me to play it again?
Yes, please.
As Silas approaches the metal door, and the metal creak begins to echo through the room, The 3 corpses begin to animate themselves and limp towards Silas.
Okay, that's cool.
That last part's the most terrifying bit, because it sounds like it woke up more somewhere else in the downstairs thing that we're at.
I take it we are surrounded now, right? The 3
Yes!
whites.
Yes!
Oh, no, not more whites. Oh, no.
Wight force.
I forgive you
The
since there
si-
aren't very many supernatural things
si-
to throw at us, but I really hate whites.
Silas would look over at Aamon. All right, get your swords out. We're gonna have to put these whites down.
I take
Yeah,
on battle
yeah.
stance and slice my hand.
Do a rouse check
just
for
go,
me, please,
yeah.
Sidra.
Yeah, we all have our purpose. And I pop the 2 swords out.
Wonderful. We'll start with Sidra. Oh yeah, that was your turn, right?
Yeah.
Haha. Yeah. Silas.
Unless you were counting that as a pre-turn thing again.
No. Nice try, but no.
Yes. I believe I will. I'll just engage in melee. Oh, not melee combat. I'll brawl them. I'll go into the nearest white, and actually, I'll use prowess. That should increase my
Yep.
unarmed damage. So yeah,
Yep.
I'll use prowess. That'll be a rouse check. Go ahead and display that.
No, just do the rouse check. Prowess is fine. It adds your prowess rating to your unarmed attacks or half to feats of strength.
No,
Right?
full for unarmed.
Show us the
and
power,
strength.
Silas.
Half for melee.
And gain a hunger.
I've memorized it at this point. But yeah, you
Okay.
can show it if you want.
So it's to add to the damage.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, strength and brawl, please, Silas. And the white is going to be not even taken aback and attempt to swipe, claw, bite you. So strength and brawl contest.
Okay.
So that's, what's your potence rating?
Potent rating, I believe, is 3. Yes, it's 3.
Okay, so that's 4 superficial damage. As Silas confidently clenches his fists and unloads his dark fury upon the desiccated corpse, smashing pieces of flesh and torn clothes around the room in an impressive display of brutal strength.
I feel like
Aamon.
that's what Silas is named his fists, is Dark and Fury. I mean, just to get an idea here, are these, because these were the corpses that were in the room, right? Corpses.
Yes.
So, I mean, are they still as intimidating as the whites we fought before? Or are they kind of still banged up some? Just out of curiosity.
I mean, one's chest is probably still open.
Yeah. Okay. Just trying to get the picture in my head. I am going to, and I'm just going to try and remember where it's at. I'm going to activate Fleetness, because Wights are fast, and I don't want to get hit.
Show me fleetness. Gotcha. Okay, rouse check
Oh,
for me, please.
shit. No, hold on. Oh, no, never mind. Okay, never mind. I read the first half and not the second half and thought I couldn't use it during combat. Never mind. I'm good.
You don't want to activate fleetness, or you do?
I was going to say, Tina does it all the
I do.
time.
I do.
Okay.
Hunger
Okay, gain a
Games.
hunger.
And I guess I'll just swipe with my sword at the closest one to me.
Strength, melee.
Strength.
And
Plus
that
one
Wight,
because of a specialty.
as is completely under the influence of the beast, is unfazed by the presence of these two swords from your wrist blade, and is just going to continue advancing at you, clawing, swooping, biting. So strength and brawl for that Wight.
And I know it's just damage, but sword is +3.
Okay.
So
Really?
guys,
rolling.
I'm as good at combat as a Wight.
Bollocks. Oh, well, 3, so what? 4. 4 superficial damage as Aamon swoops his swords around in an elegant display of martial prowess, slicing at their arm, chest, and neck.
Just because I just remembered, and Miss Hart's probably doesn't. Remember, Miss Hart, you brought a candle down here.
And the Wight that is advancing upon Sidra with ill intent, it's going to try and claw, bite, and otherwise nasty things to her. Sidra, how would you like to respond?
I'm going to attack back.
Okay. So strength and melee for you. Strength and brawl for this Wight. Ugh. I'm re-rolling. Ugh.
Oh. Let's see. So you're at 4 now, though. So I'm re-rolling. But I can only re-roll 1, right?
I mean, it's only worth your while re-rolling 1. But that goes to you anyway.
Oh!
What's your damage with your sword? With your
+3.
1...
Oh, I forgot to give myself +2 on the re-roll. Or on the roll. Oh,
Do you want to do it? You can do it again if you want. We can do the whole... No, you can do yours again if you'd like.
I mean, if you want to do the Wights again, since I'm doing mine again.
Okay.
Okay. Strength and melee, right?
Don't give him
And I get
power
+2
like
on that.
Don't give him power like that.
Why not?
Don't let him re-roll.
I'm re-rolling 3.
Oh, I told you.
Well, fuck it. I'm re-rolling 3.
All right.
I already
Then
marked off that
technically-
re-roll anyway.
I was about to say, yeah.
So did I. So that brings score there. That is 5 to the Wight, 6 to Sidra, difference of 1 with a +3. So 4. Another 4.
Does
Superficial
your
damage.
blood not add more damage?
No, it potentially can
Yeah,
because
3.
it adds 2 dice. 3 dice
Yeah.
to her overall roll.
Okay.
Yeah, the cutting. Yeah, the cutting.
Gotcha.
Sidra takes her already bloodied blade as it glistens under the fluorescent light and brings it down to bear upon the Wight as it tries to block it stupidly, foolishly, with its own hand, which embeds itself upon the blade. Sidra disengages the blade from the palm of the Wight, which is completely unfazed as the hand flops into 2 pieces. And that's the Wight's round because both of them fought, apart from that one, which brings us back around to Sidra, who already fought and took her go. Silas.
Silas is going to that Wight he's engaged in combat with.
Mhm.
He's going to keep swinging, fighting Irish style. He's just a lot better than Isaac.
So, Silas sat upon a shamrock
Roll.
with a green hat with a black buckle on it.
3d3.
Ah, come on. I'll kick your ass, I will. Strength, brawl. And the Wight, completely consumed by bloodlust, is also going to do strength and brawl.
Jeez, I'm criminy.
Fuck you and your Irish bastard.
Mhm.
I'm gonna kick your ass and then have a pint of Guinness.
This one's gonna hurt.
So that is 3 superficial damage to Silas. As an
Okay.
impressive display of fist meeting fist. Silas moving as fast as lightning. Really quite frightening. His fist pounds into the other Wight's fist. Silas looks down at his fist, engaged, half contemplating whether or not to quickly grab the Wight and rip its arm off, before the Wight doesn't even think about what it has to do, and attempts to bite down on Silas. Luckily, he's able to get out of the way in time. Unfortunately, in his panic to escape being bitten by the Wight, he falls on his bum. And you'll have to spend the next turn either getting up, and that will be your turn, or staying on the ground and trying to bite his ankles. Aamon.
Because I'm getting real sick of both me and the mom are getting real sick of Wights. I'm going to use my super special awesome 5th level power lightning strike.
Is that the one that automatically gives you a hit?
I'll just put it up for you.
Yeah.
It makes it a difficulty of 1, and you can't defend or react to it.
By the way, Draven gave the Wight a re-roll. That is hard to say.
Was it for the Wight or was it for you? I assumed it was for you.
He said at this point the Wight needs it.
Oh, fair enough. I'll put that back on. So, yeah. Can't defend. It hasn't got celerity 5. And do for me then.
Even better.
Strength and melee. Difficulty 1.
Strength. +1.
Damn.
Yeah.
And that's plus 3 damage.
Yep. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't do the rouse check either. I'll do that. Boop.
Aamon, overcome with anger, but managing to keep his beast down, takes both of his blades, runs it through of where the heart should be, in the chest cavity of the Wight. While it's distracted, he attempts to go for decapitation, striking down upon the Wight's neck. Unfortunately, as the Wight is clawing and moving too much, he's unable to get a clean hit and take the Wight's head off in one go, instead embedding his blade deep inside the neck of the Wight, doing severe damage.
Tired of these motherfucking Wights on this motherfucking plane of existence.
That's what Fastcast says whenever he's on a plane. So I believe that the Wight that's currently engaged with Sidra fought back. So that one doesn't get a go.
No, wait. I was fighting back against it.
Ah, in that case, that Wight is... Let's see.
Can you use his privilege to take his turn?
Is going to cast Prowess.
Oh, God. Now I got to pay attention what prowess does.
It just adds damage.
Oh, really? It just adds damage?
It adds straight damage if he succeeds.
And it's going to try and punch, claw,
Okay.
and... No, it's going... Yeah, it's going to try and punch and claw Sidra.
It's gonna add I just thought about it. It's a Wight, so it probably has like 5 in potence, doesn't it?
How would you like to respond, Sidra?
Slice right back.
Okay. Strength and melee for Sidra. I'm not happy with that. I'm re-rolling 3.
If you're re-rolling, I'm re-rolling. Can I re-roll 3? I can only re-roll 2. Or I'm only going to re-roll 2.
I'm going to mark off the reroll that Traven asked for if you want to use it.
Yeah, do that. So that's
he
6
did
to the Wight, 5
Damn.
to Sidra.
Damn!
That's 1. 5 superficial damage to Sidra as the Wight claws its bony hands and muscled flesh
That's
over
half?
Sidra's.
Oh, it wasn't halved?
No. 6.
Oh, no, he probably doesn't. Never mind.
3
I'll save
damage
that
to
for the
Sidra.
first game.
3 superficial damage to Sidra. Thank you for the reminder there. See how you don't take damage often, so it's easy for me to forget.
Yeah.
As
Also,
the Wight.
with Wight. Go ahead.
No, go on.
No, storyteller first.
No, you started, so you might as well fucking finish. I'm sure it's of utmost importance.
Well, I was just going to say, since it's a Wight, its stats are up to 5, so its strength and whatnot is 5, but it probably doesn't have high potence since they probably just turned it and killed it. Or tortured it.
She.
Where's the family?
Potence 4.
Oh. Oh, okay.
The Wight clenches its sinewed, bone-exposed fists, ignoring Sidra's attempts to try and swipe at it, as it dodges in between every single lightning-fast blow that Sidra brings down like an expert martial artist. Unfortunately, it's not enough, and not fast enough. The Wight punches Sidra in her gut, and then clasps both hands together and does a haymaker on the back of her neck.
Bitch!
Silas, you're engaged with the second Wight, which I believe hit you back. So that's its turn.
Yeah, Silas is going to.
No,
he's going to try to like roll away.
It's not your turn right now, man. It's not your turn.
Oh,
The Wight that is engaged with Aamon didn't get a chance to hit. It's extremely beat up and extremely damaged, but it still has a beast screaming in its head, desperate for food. It's going to try and grapple you, which is going to be strength and brawl. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the only thing you can do is dodge.
Right. But I have Fleetness active, so...
Which I don't think applies.
It does.
I don't think it does. Yeah, pop it
I
up.
also do wind defending with dexterity and athletics.
Yep, doesn't apply. Once per turn. Your turn is gone.
I haven't used it. But I can't defend during my turn.
You can defend during your turn.
Okay. That's really confusing.
We will
I'll
defer
have
to
to
Silas's judgment. Silas,
1 moment.
Aamon cast this power 2 turns ago. The power says it can be used once per turn. As far as I'm concerned, that turn was 2 turns ago and it doesn't apply anymore. What's your opinion?
No, I mean, I can... It's
Well,
saying that
once. What's the duration of the power? Is it for the scene?
I was about to go look that up. But that's my fault for not having it in there. So...
Yeah, I read that as for the duration of the power, you can use it no more than once per turn. So if he uses it defending against someone, one Wight, and another Wight attacks him, he can't use it again. Is the way I read that. I need to know what the duration is.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm dodging.
Well, what's the duration on fleetness?
I'm scrolling through the book. But for convenience, I mean, never mind. We're already kind of going quickly anyway, so. I hate trying to find stuff in the book. Up celerity.
Meanwhile, I am still cussing at the one that is trying to do wrestling moves on me. Motherfucking bitch, I'll send you back where you came from.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, it's in that place because
Mom.
it's this room. Duration one
Just
scene, so
that.
yeah, you're fine.
Okay. Yeah, it's just written weird because I just kind of assumed the way the first half was written, where it's non-combat dexterity test. I figured it was one scene, but for combat you can only use it once per turn.
Okay, so you can add your dexterity. No, you can add your celerity rating to your defense roll, which is going to be dexterity and athletics.
Not as a modifier though, right? Just flat on the end.
Just flat, yeah. Ugh. I've got willpower to burn on this, so re-rolling 3.
Ah, fuck. Well, no, that's a fake. Like, I can't even add it to that, can I?
Correct. Although I'll let
Okay.
you.
But my celerity is
That's your
5.
reroll.
Okay. You could re-roll.
That's true. Yeah. Since I didn't re-roll at the beginning, I'll re-roll now. So that's 7.
Yep. The Wight clumsily lurches forward, attempting to claw at Aamon's mask. Punch, bite, eat, restrain so it can feed. Aamon moves too quickly for it, and moves out of the way as it lurches forward, slamming its face into the wall in front.
I'm imagining I'm like using my swords as like keep away sticks. Like it keeps lunging at me like nope, nope, nope.
Last round. Sidra.
I attacked back.
Okay.
Final round.
Silas. Do you want to get up or try and do some floor karate?
Because he's been knocked to the ground, he's gonna try to roll out of the way and stand up as quickly as he can.
Dexterity, athletics, difficulty 3, please.
I'm just imagining like a La Sombra shadow tentacle breakdancing scene. Oddly fitting that's happening in the morgue.
Silas attempts to get up and out of the way. Unfortunately, he's far too cumbersome.
Like a turtle on his back.
It's the
And simply
suit, guys.
As he tries to roll out of the way, he fumbles and stays on the floor. Aamon.
All right. I just kind of look at Silas. I'm like, amateurs, and I attack the one that's still attacking me.
Strength, melee. And it's going to try and hit you back.
Oh. Okay.
Things are pain.
Yeah.
Aamon, having berated Silas in his own mind and put it down his combat abilities, gets cocky and tries to run the Wight through in one move, decapitating it. Unfortunately, attempting to show off, he fumbles. The Wight wastes no time, lurching forward, and manages to punch Aamon straight in his masked face, doing 2 points of superficial damage.
Having 7 health is so nice.
That would be the end of combat.
Does the Wight still
Sidra.
get a turn?
No, because it would be weird to end combat on their turn, wouldn't it?
No, because they don't go first.
True. All right.
And this gives me a
What?
third chance to hit back.
Oh, yeah, true enough.
Why do you keep giving him things?
Because I want to kill this bitch. Okay, now he's putting way too much thought into it.
Mm-hmm. How much damage
And
can I do
smirking.
one turn?
Casts prowess again.
Why is it Prowess is one scene.
Is it the whole scene? Oh, well, fuck it. Who cares? Who cares at this point?
That one I do remember for some reason.
So the Wight attempts to grapple Sidra in order to feast upon her sweet old vitae. Sidra, how are you responding?
Less grapply, more stabby.
Strength and melee, please.
You can only
Burn
reroll
up all my
one. Or no, you can
rerolls.
reroll 2.
I can reroll 2.
Yeah.
That's what I got all this
Five.
willpower for.
And then I'm going to reroll 2.
That's a tie.
Yep.
It's a tie.
And you know what that means? Goes to the aggressor,
Goes to
which is the Wight in this instance.
It means it's up to storyteller's discretion, which we talked about the other day. We talked about yesterday.
And it's going to go to the aggressor in this instance. Because he also casts prowess. So he's got that going for him. Sidra stares down at the Wight, keeping the blade to her face in a musketeer's salute. She lunges forward with precision, accuracy, and hatred. The Wight, uncaring, allows the blade to run through it. Unfortunately, the blade manages to find its way through the rib cage of the Wight, not doing any damage to it. As it moves in forward closer to her, with Windashi still trapped between two ribs. The Wight holds her down tightly. Its sharp fangs extend out of its jaws. It lets out a screech, and it goes down to bite on Sidra. Second Wight, that was engaged with Silas. They've been dating
How
a
much?
while. It's going well. Don't worry, we'll get there.
Oh, okay.
Sort of gives this strange look to Silas fumbling around on the floor. And will also attempt to grapple Silas. That's going to be strength and brawl. Silas, how are you responding?
You know what? I don't like how this Wight is looking down at me, so I'm going to try to grapple it back and pull it down on my level.
Okay. Strength and brawl versus strength and brawl.
Oh, Lord.
That's reasonable. Yeah, okay, I'll go with that.
Ruh-roh.
You can reroll 1 if you'd like, Silas. Not that's
Nah,
going to
I'm
help.
good.
Okay.
No.
The Wight, not giving Silas a chance to squirm free, puts its knee on Silas's chest, holds one of his shoulders down, and tilts his head to the side, easily exposing his neck. The Wight extends out its fangs, lets out a scream, and begins to feed on Silas. The Wight that's nearly dead, or dead again, and engaged with Aamon.
Is this Wight underage?
Well, you see, billions... No, I'm not going into that now. This Wight is also going to try and grapple Aamon as he remembers the joke that I told him.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here picturing me wrestling with this Wight, and through all the grunts and like strained breaths, Aamon just like,
I
how
think it's
old are you?
Harder!
Where are you? I'm because it's last round of combat. I'm just gonna fight back.
Strength and brawl versus strength and melee.
Fuck you, roll 20.
Wight ferocity.
No, never mind. Never mind. Fuck you, shit.
I'm going to reroll 3.
Except he's
Then
gonna
I'm gonna-
reroll.
I can only reroll 1.
Fuck.
See, the problem with these rerolls is we have to deal with whatever willpower we have for the rest of the night. These
I
Wights
don't
gonna be
give a
gone
shit.
and have seen.
Yeah,
I don't
right.
give those shits.
Hold on, shit.
I mean, if it helps, for balance, they've only got 4
Nope.
willpower.
Nope, so it's still tied.
In this instance, the Wight is not going to succeed, because you've done significant trace amounts of damage to this Wight. As the Wight attempts to grapple down and restrain Aamon to feed upon him, he notices a quick open opportunity as it fumbles down, takes his blade, and almost accidentally manages to decapitate the Wight as it's extending its fangs and distracted, killing it in one move as his body, headless, slumps down on him. Right, that's the end of combat, but we have some bits to resolve. We're going to say that Sidra and Silas were eventually successful in destroying the Wights as they were feeding, probably with Aamon's help. Unfortunately, you're each going to lose 1 hunger and gain 2 superficial damage.
That was not nearly as bad as I thought it was.
So that's gain 1 hunger.
Yes, increase your hunger by 1. I had fun.
I hate Tremere.
Fucking bitch.
Sidra's feisty tonight.
While we're catching our breath, I think I'm gonna rouse the blood to heal.
I'm
Catching
assuming
your
we're
breath.
walking through the door to
And you-
another scene, so...
You'll have to do that when you... Is there anything you wish to talk about before you move on to the scene? Because you can't heal until you do.
Can I just say that when I went to go help Sidra pry the Wight off of her, I want to just make sure to let everyone know that I yelled the line, "Get away from her, you bitch."
High five,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah, high five.
I do this, but that means we're both going to be smacking Silas on either side of his head. Oh, wait, it's this way.
Anything you wish to discuss before moving on to the next scene?
You know, I really hate being jumped by Wights just pretending to be dead bodies. We need to start, like, I don't know, dismantling any corpse we find before they wake up.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how intact we were supposed to leave this place, or I would have been decapitating dead bodies before we left.
I mean, we're pretty much clearing
Humankind.
make sure it's safe, so...
Mm-hmm.
New policy. Decapitate everything.
I don't know, we don't... As long as we don't break the Masquerade. We can't just go around decapitating every kind we see.
Only if they're in our way, then.
Maybe.
Remembering
And
back to the very
She said maybe, and walks to the door.
remembering the very first game I played in, I imagine I would just go, "Has it stopped me before?" And I follow through the door.
I mean, the door hasn't been opened yet, so that's quite talented.
Oh right.
Oh, I thought
Right.
that's what... Okay, well then I open the door.
Well, it was
The wheel
open on
turns with a metallic creak of metal upon metal, and the heavy door is slowly swung open. A short stone passageway leads them into an opening at the end. Sat in the middle of the stone cutaway room, surrounded by shelves upon shelves of vitae, is an old man. And now you may heal if you want, Silas.
I would also like to heal.
Okay. Sidra, do a rouse check.
See all of the blood? I'm like, I'll heal.
Okay. Silas, gain a hunger, heal 2. Sidra, heal 2.
Shoopity boopity.
The old man turns towards you. Greetings, masters. Welcome to the archives. I am the archivist. Well, that's not really my title. My name is George, but after spending years on your own, you need some way to amuse yourself. Stored here, you will find vitae samples from test subjects, and each member of the clan Tremere. As members of the clan pass into their final death, you will find the vial dries and disappears. I assume you're here for samples?
Yeah, this room is
I'll
just...
kill you right now.
Excuse me? I couldn't hear you over the man who's masked mumbling to himself.
Tell us why we shouldn't kill you right now.
Are we not all of Clan Tremere in some form or capacity?
No.
Oh, thank God for that! Jesus Christ! Those bastards have been keeping me here since 1771. I haven't left. I've got no sense of loyalty if you wish to employ someone new. I could do with a new supply. It's been weeks since anyone checked on me, and things are rapidly catching up with me.
Who last checked on you?
A member of the clan Tremere.
Who specifically?
Wait. He turns to the shelf, goes through some of the bottles, settles on one. Etheldred.
Not surprised. What clan are you?
Well,
I am of no clan. I have not been bestowed the honour of the kiss.
So old.
that can happen to ghouls as long as they're given blood.
Now, I mean, I know it's a very Tremere... Seems like a very Tremere thing to do, but why are there archives of blood?
Or records. The Tremere like to keep records of everything. All samples are sent here. And they are used to be shared between the circle here and the circle in Prague.
Blood is in each sample.
I'm sorry. Pardon?
How much blood is in each sample?
Oh, merely a few thimbles full.
Now, Shiv, how are are there like vials on the wall, or
They're on bookshelves.
how is everything? Do they look to be labeled?
No.
Do you know, if I were to give you a name, would you be able to find their vial?
Of course, that's my purpose here. We have no particular filing system except me. Everything is stored in my mind.
That seems terribly inefficient. And you said that the vial would dry up if they cease to be, correct?
Yes.
Now I'm morbidly curious, but is there a vial for Dr. Walter Boyer here?
Boyer. Recent embrace. No?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I have it here. I don't know why he's so fucking cheerful. Should stop that.
Because he's so
It's the yeah, he's old, he's alone. He's gotta do something to keep up his spirit.
probably nicer than Tremere has been to him.
Yeah. Is there blood in the vial that he holds up?
Yes.
Yeah, well, he's not dead. That's good, I guess.
Did you expect him to be gone? We haven't had
We
loss
haven't
from
heard
the
from
clan
him in a
in a fair amount of time. I've been most curious as to why I haven't been given my usual supplements, in fact.
There's no Tremere in Oxford anymore.
I don't believe you. The samples are right here.
I say they're
Well,
dead.
they-
They're just not Oxford.
I say
Why would they
well,
abandon their own vitae?
Good question. They were kind of having a war with the Anarch faction.
Anarch? Faction? Tremere? Preposterous. Not possible.
That and there seems to be little tiny sects of Second Inquisition here and there that might have taken them out.
Second... what? Madness is this, you speak?
I don't know. God.
Silas would look at the bookcase of vials, and like he was been saying, they're mostly blood. There's not a lot of ones that have turned to dust or dried up.
Correct.
Given our information that the Oxford Kindred are no more, you would expect more of these vials to have been dried out. Clearly, they're alive. They just must have fled or ran. They may come back.
Perhaps it is time for me to enact the Phoenix ritual, then.
The what?
What's
I
the
don't like
Phoenix
the sound of
ritual?
It is an emergency plan.
For?
I'm afraid I can't just let spill the secrets of the Tremere. It's the only thing
That's
possibly
okay.
keeping me
Planning on killing
alive
you
right
anyway.
now. Well, then I'm certainly not
Oh,
telling
hold
you.
on.
Let me
Hold
guess,
on now,
in case of
good sir.
emergency. In case of emergency, burn everything.
I'm guessing.
Have we not been friendly with you? I'm sure the visit from us is one of the more pleasant visits you've seen in a long time. There's no Tremere here, and certainly we have no desire to get you in trouble or to tell on you or anything of the such.
You just threatened to
just-
kill me. You did more than threaten. You said you
Never
were going to
mind,
kill
I'll-
me.
We
You're
had just
talking to
talked
me
about
right
killing
now.
anyone we come across.
That seems a very
Behead it.
psychopathic approach to your journey through the afterlife.
We were just attacked by 3 corpses.
Why? What did you do to them?
Absolutely nothing.
Did you kill
We
them
fought
and then
for
they
our
tried to
lives.
kill you again?
Our own lives.
No, they were already dead.
Did you kill them?
No. We killed them a second time, though.
Not for lack of trying.
So it seems my choices are die, tell you an incredibly large secret of the Tremere rituals, and then die. I'm not sure I like these options.
Well,
We can make one bit more painful than the other.
I mean,
We,
look at me.
um,
I'm in constant agony.
yeah, how quickly are you aging again? Now that The Tremere haven't been checking back up on you?
I have no idea how to tell the passage of time. I'm unable to even leave this area. There is a ward around the place that will kill me the moment I step outside of it.
Ah. Well, yeah, like she said, we can make it much quicker and less painful if you want.
I mean, I could just walk outside of the ward area and die.
That's true.
So really, you come here offering me nothing of interest and expect me to just deluge you with clan secrets. Your negotiation tactics are appalling.
I kind of huddle up with Sidra, and I'm just like, what is it that we're supposed to get here again?
We're just cleaning the place out.
Depending on what this Phoenix ritual is, we could try to stop the local Tremere in the area. You would be safe to operate on your own, and perhaps we may investigate into dismantling the wards, allowing you to leave.
Where am I going to go at this point? Whorehouse? Look at the state of me. I'll turn to dust the moment I set foot outside, if I ever manage to get out there.
Do you have any useful skills? Maybe the Camarilla can use you.
I'm an archivist. I have the memory of a thing that's very memorable.
Well,
I forget what they're called.
While I'm
We could-
into Sidra, Arcana mentioned, Kalal might like this guy.
Yeah, he might.
Well,
Go for it.
go ahead.
No, you've got the higher stats. Go for it.
We could speak to the Camarilla on your behalf. There are other blood sorcerers and sorceresses. Perhaps someone can lower these wards and bring you into their fold, taking advantage of your abilities and fully treating you better than keeping you locked in a sub-basement of a sub-basement.
Charisma and persuasion at difficulty 3, please.
It's kind of weird. This is the first situation where we've met an NPC or a SPC that doesn't matter a whole lot, but we're like, no, let's not kill him. Maybe it's a good idea to keep him around.
Oh, well, he does sound valuable.
He doesn't.
You believe that there could be a place for me? What about blood? I need blood of your kind to live any longer. The only thing I've got going for me now is my sharp mind and tongue.
Oh, I'm sure that can be
I
arranged.
would look over to Sidra and Aamon. Do any of you have any blood to spare? I'm on the verge of starvation myself, so I wouldn't risk it.
I'm quite a
I
peckish.
mean, I kind of look at the old man. I'm like, I mean, if you're gonna enact whatever Phoenix ritual thing is, which is probably gonna get rid of this blood, couldn't you just maybe drink some of it?
Is there a vial for Ethelred?
Pardon?
Isn't there a vial for Ethelred?
There is a vial for each member of the clan Tremere. Ethelred, Erindred, Dr. Bowie A, and so on.
Mark Nelson.
So why don't you drink that and get more next time you see her?
Because there's barely a thimbleful there. I'm just not going to satiate my hunger much. And also, that would be very bad for business. What kind of an impression would I give you, potential new employers, if I start drinking the merchandise?
Extraneous circumstances.
Sidra, if we let Kalal know this guy's here, he could probably figure out a way to get him out of here and get him fed before anything bad happens to him.
Oh yeah, most likely.
But you're the sweet talker, so.
Well,
Like I said,
it's clear. Go ahead.
That's all. Like I said, we can get you blood.
But when?
Oh, maybe.
Very well. It's clear you need some blood, and apparently everyone is too hungry. So I'll go ahead and hopefully this isn't a poor choice. But
Well,
Silas will extend his.
Perhaps, Master, if you give me your blood, there would be nothing stopping you from gorging yourself upon the shelves here. After all, I was only in charge of making sure they stayed here. If I turned my back for a few minutes, and they just so happened to disappear, it would not be my fault, would it not?
That is true indeed, yes.
Can you answer me something first?
Yes.
What's the oldest
you enjoy
blood
it?
you have?
I'm sorry, pardon? You had two questions.
What's the oldest?
The oldest?
You're a Malkavian.
No, I'm just from 1771. Things were a lot simpler back then.
Mm-hmm. What's the oldest blood you got here?
That would be the clan founder, Bjorn. Give me a moment.
Which one's that?
Ooh, Sidra's being Sidra. Also, I'm not too hungry. I could give this guy some blood. I'm just waiting to read the room.
When you say
See, I was getting ready to put Silas in hungry frenzy.
when you say oldest, do you mean by time or by generation?
Generation.
Then in that case, that would be the clan leader, Bjorn. He is of 10th generation.
That's it? Which one's his?
This one.
May I see it?
No. But if I put it on the floor to clean the shelf and turn my back for 5 minutes and it disappears, then it's not my fault.
Oh, that would be a shame.
Please remember the amount of loyalty I'm already willing to show you when it comes to giving me blood.
How much blood do you normally need?
A mouthful.
How do you want to do this?
I have a knife and a dish.
Okay. I'll use my own knife, though. I know mine are clean.
I shall put this vial here and turn my back while we attend matters of a more important kind, shall I, Master?
That'd be
I think he's talking to you. Oh, I thought he was talking to you. Sounds good to me.
I
And
don't like
don't
the
call me
mullet.
that. I don't like it.
Of course,
and
Master.
I'll kind of like hand on his shoulder, guide him over to the corner where wherever his dish is at, and kind of point him away from where Sidra's at.
Okay.
And I'll pull a knife out of my pocket and cut a wrist, I guess, to pour it in.
Do a rouse check for me, please, Aamon. And the bottle has been placed behind them. Gain a hunger? And your vitae seeps into the small egg cup-sized bowl beneath. He looks up at you with almost puppy dog eyes and drinks deeply from it.
As he's
Meanwhile-
drinking, of course, I
Yep.
pick up the vial and I drink the contents.
Okay. Not enough there to slake any hunger.
Okay. But
Yes.
I was gonna say.
can I use whatever that's called? Taste of blood?
Taste for blood.
Yes.
That's
As
what
I
I
do.
Resolve and blood
expecting you to do.
sorcery difficulty 3.
Oh my
Oh
god.
God!
You want to stick with that?
Stick with it. I mean, I'm just tasting blood.
Okay. So,
Gonna accidentally kill this guy while tasting blood on the other side of the room.
nope, something worse.
Oh God.
Sidra takes a stopper out of the vial, downs it in one. As she does, she begins to taste the details contained within. She knows that this is a 10th generation kindred that has never committed diablerie. She's able to ascertain directly that it is 10th generation. Yeah, that's all the details you get from a critical of Taste
Is
for
it
Blood.
10th generation?
It is well, you can tell it's between 9th and 11th generation inclusive. So it's 9th, 10th, or 11th. As you taste this blood, dogs begin to bark in the back of your mind. You swallow it whole. I'm not saying it. The beast inside of you rises, and you can just feel the urge to feed growing as some kind of force pulls in your throat. You need more and more. You throw the vial over your shoulder and hear the glass break upon the stone floor. You walk over to the shelf and begin to down more and more of the vials, throwing each one over your shoulder in turn. At this point, you may now slake on hunger, but you have drunk every single kindred vial there.
Only
I'm
one-
kind of like, the guy's like distracted with what I'm doing for him, and I kind of just see Sidra going to town on everything, and I imagine the guy goes to turn around, I just grab his head and spin it back so he's not looking.
Well, I'm sure your Primogen, what's his name, Kalal, will be quite pleased to learn that you've discovered a archive of Tremere Vitae. It's a
Yeah.
it's a shame you're going to have to tell him what happened.
You see, boss, it was ransacked when I got here.
I should have
What?
said I should have re-rolled.
Oh,
Yeah, you could have just re-rolled that 0. And
Yeah, because that's really out of character. Fuck.
Mhm.
Oh well.
Am I done with the old man?
yep. Aamon walks over as the old man waddles behind him. A slight spring in his step, or waddle, finally. A little bit more colour in his cheeks.
He's got a little bit of bruise on him now.
What happened here?
Nothing that you saw.
I suppose I've got at least plausible deniability, but really? You couldn't control yourself in front of this? Really? Is this the state of other clans?
Are you judging me?
Yes.
Tell me, what is this Phoenix ritual?
I mean, you've ransacked the place, and you've not given me much of a guarantee here. Really?
Trust me.
That
The-
is a shame.
Trust you? Trust you?
I just
I
fed
turned my
you.
back. For a couple of minutes I gave you one vial, and you've helped yourselves to everything, and you want me to trust you now? Now,
I
really?
was feeding you. I didn't do anything.
Well, you're associated with these two, so you're guilty by association. I
Well,
think I
whether
need
you
some kind
trust-
of guarantee for my safety here.
Why should we?
I'm not the one that broke my word. That was you.
I don't remember promising anything.
Then my lips will remain sealed.
What kind of guarantee are you looking for?
A guarantee to survive. Something I'm sure you can all appreciate, is it not?
Well, what I was going to say before you brought up your lack of trust is that the person that sent us here in the first place is going to find great interest with you and will probably employ you under his study for the information that you have, which would guarantee your life.
Can you promise me that?
I don't know how I would. You
I
seem
have
to
an
not
idea.
like.
You see these other bottles? They are kindred blood. They do nothing for me. I can easily empty one of them, and in exchange, you fill it with your vitae. That would at least keep me going for a while, until your hopeful promise followed through.
I'll turn and look at Sidra. I can, but do you think I should?
You want to go?
Well,
Although
I
I
mean,
have a feeling.
once Kalal has him, I'm not worried about him being stuck with me.
I also have a feeling that he was Ethelred's ghoul for so long that it's not going to take a couple times for you to overpower that.
Yeah, no, I'm not worried about the gruel part at all.
Then it seems an innocent enough thing.
I guess. And this guy does seem interesting enough that Kalal would probably take him under his wing. Or whatever.
Unless
he
there's
would
a
do.
Tremere around. Then you
What do you mean?
might be exposing your blood to a Tremere.
Yeah, that's true too.
But
Then we
there
just
seems
go
to be
back
no
to.
Tremere around.
Yeah, I feel like we should just go back to Elysium after this and tell Kalal the expediency at which he should act and why.
Unfortunately, lots of the archive got destroyed in the process.
Unfortunate.
How unfortunate.
Yeah, mid combat, Amon's looking at Salas like amateur, and now we're sitting here negotiating with this guy, and Salas is sitting there going, amateurs. All right. I'll do the vial.
As you turn around, you'll see he's already emptied the vial, and he's sat there eagerly
He
waiting.
wasn't even. He wasn't even
Can you
waiting for
stir?
the
May I
yes or
have some
no.
more?
How big is the vial? Like I'm just asking. Like
My guess is 1 hunger's worth.
Yes.
I was kind of asking because I'm like, do I need to cut my wrist again? Can I prick a finger? Like, what do I need to do here?
Cut your damn wrist like a man.
Okay.
Do a rouse check for me, please. Wonderful.
Awesome.
Aamon slowly ebbs his vitae into the vial, the man's eyes lighting up with every single bit that it fills. After it's near full, he takes the vial away and puts a stopper on the cap. Excellent.
Before I take my hand off of it and he takes it, I look at him and I just go, if Etheldred shows up again, you chug this.
Very well, Master. You'll find that I am loyal to blood, not people. Do you call yourselves people?
Cool.
Kindred.
Ah! I merely know the term Master.
Yeah, don't call me that.
Okay, Master. The Phoenix Ritual is a backup plan, a very special ritual devised in the United Kingdom many hundreds of years ago. It is designed so that the Tremere have a portal to escape to in the event of some catastrophic failure. They step into some other realm or some such, I'm not quite sure. And then the Phoenix Ritual can be enacted to bring them back to our plane of existence.
Isaac would have liked that.
That does sound quite interesting. It almost seems like the Tremere have likely stepped into another realm, why they're all gone, yet their blood hasn't dried.
They would not have passed into final death if they have merely sidestepped into another plane of existence. Yes.
If the archived blood is gone, are they able to get back?
I would assume so. The archived blood is merely for record keeping. It is not tied to the ritual itself.
I just thought about that. Can you imagine they popped into another plane of existence because they didn't want to die in a war, and then Sidra just drinks their way back,
Anchors.
so they're just stuck.
Could have been worse. They pop back wherever the
In that
vials
case, I
are.
would have said,
Oh, that too, yeah.
in
All
that
the
case, I
Tremere
would've
just
totally
said,
admitted it to Kalal.
Sidra single-handedly defeating the entire clan Tremere.
By eating them.
Totally meant to do that. Totally meant. And it doesn't even count as diablerie.
So,
Have I pleased you, Master?
should
yeah.
yes, the knowledge you provided is quite useful.
Most excellent. I hope to be of more service in the future.
You probably will be.
I suppose you'll probably want to speak with Kalal regarding this ritual.
Yeah, and just telling them that this guy's here so they can pick him up and take him somewhere that Ethelred can't
Nice to
get
hear.
to him. Yeah. So, what was your name again? Did you have a name?
George!
Oh, that's right.
That's
George the Archivist.
Will that be my
So-
official title now? Will I no longer just be George?
I'll get your name tag. We're probably just we're gonna leave you here for now, like we promised, and we're gonna let our people know that you're here, so they can come get you.
I trust you, Master. And he shakes the vial of your blood.
I just give him a very enthusiastic, but I don't really care, thumbs up.
Before leaving, I'm assuming we're heading out of the room now. Before leaving, I lean in close to him, say, "Thank you." Give him a kiss on the cheek and say, "I'm glad we didn't kill you." And leave.
I'm glad she didn't kill me too.
As I leave out of the door, I just yell back, "Remember not to let anybody else have my blood, or I will
So-
kill you."
The coterie make their way out of the former Tremere holding, through the autopsy room, up the
Wasn't there a
mysterious...
door that we didn't get to?
Nope. Through the mysterious stone... through the mysterious stone ladder, back out the library, back into the rector office interior, and outside to the car. Is there anything you wish to discuss on your drive?
I shut the door and lock it with the
Lock
key
it.
that's in my pocket, and then I take the key and I shove it through the mail slot again. Because I don't know. I don't know that they can get in. But in case somebody else comes,
Well, I'm sure he just put it in the mail slot where he found it before, so you could probably reach it back in and get it.
Should have put a piece of paper down first.
I'll be.
yeah, to be honest, there is a lot of stuff in there that's like, people were here. So yeah, I kept the key.
Okay.
I did lock the door, though.
Okay.
Because we collapsed the whole bookshelf and killed 3 things. And...
Leave
Is
a
there
key
anything-
behind for someone else to find.
I was gonna
Anything
leave
you
it
wish to
inside
discuss?
the locked door.
On your car drive, and where are you going?
Back to Elysium is where we're going. We assumed that Kalal was staying at Elysium for a majority of the night, right?
I mean,
That
stop
way-
by there. If he's not there, we'll go to the Haven.
That's true. Yeah, okay. Other than that, I don't think I have anything to talk about to you.
Aamon drives the car through the night.
Trying to think of something so that we have banter.
Parking up near Elysium. They hand their weapons to the generic-looking, practically faceless member of the crowd, enter into Carfax Tower, search for the secret door, and making sure that no kine eyes are upon them, descend the iron-wrought staircase. As they go in, they can see that Pandora is in her scarlet-bathed booth, with Kulal sat there.
Good.
Pandora is sat forward, her head in the palm of her hand, listening very intently to Kulal.
Whatever Siege was doing, Ahmad immediately goes to the bar. And I'll tap the bar and say, "Run for me," and then I'll point at Siege or wherever she's at and say, "And run for her."
Didn't you have
I
one
already have
earlier?
Oh, okay.
You
Yeah,
didn't.
that's true.
You
I
didn't have one
didn't,
earlier,
no.
did you?
I
I
didn't.
did, but he didn't.
Okay. So you go up to the bar and you tap on the bar,
Mhm.
and the barman just sort of looks at you incredulously. Just ask for a fucking drink. Don't act like that.
No, that doesn't matter. Never mind.
He shakes his head and whispers under his breath, neonates. Takes a glass tumbler out and fills it with vitae. Practically throws it across the bar at you.
And I'll pick it up and kind of do the little mumble under my breath as I walk back over to Sidra.
And you may slake one hunger in advance of drinking it.
Okie dokie. Yeah, I didn't have one earlier because I showed up at Elysium with 0 hunger. And now I have 2 now, but I was at 3.
I always get it, even if I'm not hungry. It's like a
Mm.
status thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't get it no matter what.
Don't say it, Shiver.
Just
What are you
Well,
doing in Elysium?
I
can't
lead the
imagine
way.
what-
Go for
I'll
it.
converse as we're going. I can't imagine what they're talking about, but this could be interesting.
Yeah, I'm afraid to find out. Might as well go. And I
Mhm.
lead the way over to Pandora's table.
And just remember, that girl seemed pretty hungry when we got there, so it's not a surprise that a lot of the place was empty.
I mean, we had
You-
quite a fight. There was quite a kerfuffle. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could tell that under the mask he's like winking.
Yeah.
I tilt my head, Shiv.
So I walk
As-
over to the table.
Yep.
And
As you
say,
approach,
are we interrupting?
Pandora, who is completely engrossed in her conversation, almost looks surprised as she sits back and smiles. Of course not, Sidra. Kulal was merely catching me up with the situation of the new domain. Won't you join us?
And I look at Kulal. May we join you?
Shit. Kulal nods.
I can
Put myself in a
make one of them
situation where
pass
I've got to
out.
be 2 people at once.
Yeah, I can't make one of them pass out this time.
And I take a seat.
I bow and sit as well, but just from the sheer, like, I don't know, cockiness of being like, we found something important that Kalau is gonna like. I sit in my chair. I kind of sit back, relaxed in my chair, with like one foot up on my other knee, like kind of half cross-legged, and with my drink sitting there like on my knee. I look very confidently relaxed, which I normally am not around these 2 people.
And you're leaving Silas currently sat on Lorvan's lap.
That's where it belongs.
What? What?
We're in Elysium.
Yeah, we're in Elysium.
And Aamon and I have just walked over to a table with Pandora and Kulal.
Oh, I guess I'll follow with you guys, unless
Yeah, in my
Lovan
in my
needs
head,
me.
You can report in to Lovan.
Okay, yeah, I'll go report into Lovan.
in my
Quick,
head,
3
I was just
characters at
imagining
once.
Silas. I was imagining Silas just slithering around silently behind us as we did what we were doing.
I can give my report afterwards, so I'll go with the group to. Yeah.
Okay. Pandora says to Sidra, I noticed you've already had a drink tonight. but if you wish, I can arrange for another.
Peckish.
And Sidra, Pandora, stands up.
It's already getting confused.
Yeah. And places the watch that Aamon gifted her upon the table as she walks elegantly over to the bar.
As she walks away, I kind of just like use my free hand to kind of just tap Sidra in the elbow, and then I do like just with the one hand still, I just do like air quotations. Just imagine me being like,
And it's not. It's. Get your sign language right.
So, how did it go?
that was disturbing. Please never do that again.
Kalal turns to you and says, "So, I take it that your mission was successful."
It was. I wouldn't say the place was entirely clean.
Yes, we're getting more and more incidents being reported. It seems that Tremere's grasp on their domain was quite thorough.
They like their secret hideaways. Within secret hideaways. Within secret hideaways.
And they liked their experiments, and I kind of brush my jacket and show a few like tears from cuts and scrapes.
I should have healed when I got in here.
I'll let you if you want.
Yes, please.
Do a rouse check
I
for me, please.
somehow at full health.
Gain a hunger, Sidra.
Good thing I'm getting a drink. I'm taking all the Bruja health this time, or Bruja hunger this time.
The clan of usurpers were entwined intimately with secrets upon secrets upon secrets, but I trust that you have found something useful at least.
Two things. First, I pull out the note about the experiments done on the Wights. These subjects were still there and still able to animate, but they're not anymore.
Excellent. That explains your battle wounds. Very impressive. Was the member of the clan of the Night of use to you?
I mean,
He wasn't a
we're
hindrance.
coterie. We all work together.
Interesting. Good, of
Yes,
course,
I
for
would-
integrating into the Camarilla. Silence, Silas. You weren't being addressed. Now you may speak, Silas.
Yes, we, like Aamon stated, we fought some Wights, and we found hidden Tremere secrets. It was quite eventful.
Excellent. What secrets did
And
you
we also
unearth?
found
Yes.
an archivist.
An archivist?
Someone who
archivist.
keep track of apparently Tremere blood and quite a few Tremere secrets.
Interesting. What state was
And
he
we-
in when you located him?
With the Tremere not around, he's very, let's say,
He's a bull.
yeah, he's very persuadable if you just give him something to drink.
Excellent.
He was quite hungry.
A pliable ghoul is a useful ghoul, especially one from the clan of secrets. I take it you left him alive.
Indeed.
Yes. And we even got a secret out of him.
Yes.
Have you
And-
heard of the Phoenix ritual?
This is nothing I know of. Perhaps some Tremere trinket they've invented.
So apparently there is another realm, for lack of a better term, that the Tremere can go to when in danger and can be brought back doing the Phoenix ritual.
Kulau turns his eyes and attention to Silas. Were you aware that others were able to enter into the Shadow Realm? Those that are not of your blood?
I'm by no means an expert on the subject, but I know there are other groups who can touch the planes of oblivion.
It would be a surprisingly sensible hiding place, especially for the cowardly usurpers. They were never ones for direct confrontation, even with their own kind.
That shelter can easily become a prison if they can't find a way out.
The usurpers would not be so short-sighted. I'm sure they already have some kind of strategy to ensure their safety already thoroughly planned out. The question is whether or not this is of interest to us.
If the Phoenix ritual is stopped, how would they have a way out?
In theory, I suppose they wouldn't, but we know not much of this ritual. But the usurpers have plans upon plans upon plans. Scheming is in their blood.
Well, this guy seemed to have a plethora of information that he's gathered over the years. He's been alive quite a long time. And right now we left a insurance plan to make sure that he would happily join you in helping you get more information as long as you can get him out of that building, because he's warded to stay there. And from his information, he said, as even though his current employers are currently missing, he's still getting sporadic visits by Etheldred.
Intriguing. I shall dispatch someone to look further into this matter and decide whether or not it's worth lifting the ward. He might be of more service and usefulness to us if he's still kept there. The usurpers, despite being schemers, did find efficient uses for their ghouls.
Well, if you need a way in there, and I just delicately placed the key on the table.
Ah, very thorough. Excellent. Excellent. I knew that this was entrusted to more than capable hands. You've done very well. I should go and begin investigations to secure this place and its secrets. Thank you, Sidra and Aamon, and thank you for your assistance, Silas. I'm sure you were of very valuable help to Sidra.
Silas would nod. Thank you.
Kulal gets up and leaves Elysium. Pandora walks over,
That's how you did there.
hands Sidra a silver chalice of Vitae, and has her own.
When I take it from her, I kind of do the fingers over fingers brush thing.
Amon does the air quote again.
Pandora, as
I
she
kick it under the table.
Pandora, as she walks over to her side of the booth, places her left hand that was previously holding Sidra's silver chalice upon the table and drags and runs her finger along it as she sits. Takes the watch that was gifted to her and puts it back in her pocket because her dress has pockets.
Fancy.
Look, it has pockets.
Pockets upon pockets
I mean,
upon
come
pockets.
on. If you're an undead Toreador, you can get someone to make you a dress with pockets.
The
She's
one
right,
reason to become embraced.
Yeah, I want to be a vampire now just so I can get dresses with pockets.
Kulal seemed pleased. He's been telling me that the Banu Haqim have been securing the former Tremere holdings. He had high praise for you, Sidra, and your leadership. Despite... How could I describe Xavier? Problems.
Call Xavier a problem. He helps us tons. And our coterie would not survive without him.
Your coterie may have to find a
little
way.
difficult.
Your coterie may have to find a way to survive without him. Don't forget he is an anarch and has his own agenda.
I guess we could make do if we need to, but he is a very important part of our coterie. And worth the stubbornness that comes with him.
I hope that the stubbornness balances out with his usefulness, because he is extremely stubborn.
That he is.
Amon
But-
has not been saying anything this entire time. It's just whenever they describe Xavier like that, he just silently just nods like, yep. Yep.
But, and I look at Pandora in the eyes. He saved my life.
I expect no less. For whatever it's worth, Sidra, should he not save your life, he wouldn't have long left of his life either. It's not a tongue twister.
Say reroll Wight. Right. Yeah.
Reroll Wight, right?
Wight? What? We will Wight.
We will walk
Rolls,
you.
White rolls by the seashore.
We.
Walk you.
Wagyu?
Walk you.
No, walk you. It's
Oh.
stir fry.
I want some Wagyu.
Oh, thank-
Then, if there is no other business for the night, perhaps, Sidra, you would do me the honor of being company for the remainder of it.
It would be my pleasure.
Not here, though, tonight. Tonight I intend to take you somewhere special.
Oh, you've piqued my interest. And I elbow Amon in the ribs.
Drink up.
I'm just
We
sitting there
shall
like,
leave.
You're lucky you're a vampire, or else you'd be all bruised.
I'm just sitting there casually drinking my drink and you kick it, spills on me or whatever.
Drink up, Sidra. Come, let us leave these two to do whatever they need to for the night. Accompany me. She stands and she sticks her arm out in that sort of...
I down the drink, put it on the table, scoot in my chair, and take her arm. Have a good evening, gentlemen.
I just silently air quote again as you walk away.
Have a good night.
Air quote, and then the finger salute.
Pandora will see that, turn around, and just say, "Fuck off." And as they walk off, you can just hear Pandora in the background saying, "So, tell me more about these magic tricks you do." Silas, Aamon.
Sorry, my.
What?
Okay, good.
Silas, Aamon. What are you two doing?
I suppose Silas may go speak with Lorvan, let him know what happened tonight.
Okay.
And uncharacteristically, Aamon will go with him.
Okay. You walk over to Lorvan, sat in one of the darker corners of Elysium. He puts his book down and just rolls his eyes forward. Silas, Aamon.
Yes, Lorvan. We investigated some Tremere property, and we found some interesting information, primarily regarding a Phoenix ritual, which will allow the Tremere, in times of need, to hide in another plane of existence, and with this Phoenix ritual, return when it is safe.
Interesting. Very similar to how we are able to travel through the shadows and darkness, then.
It would seem so, yes. I do not know if they're using Oblivion the same way we would be, or if it's another plane. But it
There are
seems
many
very
ways to
similar
access
nonetheless.
Oblivion. Ours is but the most direct way to use it as a tool. Efficient and deadly. Aamon here will never know what he missed out on.
We can't always make good decisions.
Very true. Perhaps the clan saved itself from adopting one that was quite weak if he's unable to make decisions that will enhance his own benefit.
Something we'll never know.
Unfortunately, no. But Lorvan, I did have a purpose following Silas over here, though.
Yes.
I wasn't quite sure if I could do this around my other coterie members because they have different views about people than I do. But I know that you are a person that likes to keep up on personal relationships and keep good intentions going between important people. And I know that back when you requested our help in taking down the Seneschal, that after the kerfuffle that happened that night, we all questioned your loyalty and trust. And I definitely was one of those people because I misunderstood your intentions and strategies for that night. So I just wanted to extend an apology.
Excellent. I was wondering if you would ever see sense at long last. I'm glad you have been willing to acknowledge strength where strength was due and strategy, forward thinking. Perhaps at some point, should you grow weary of the Banu Haqim, we may open up the shadows for you once more.
I'll keep an open mind.
An open mind is like a fortress with its gates held open, primed to be invaded. Always be on your guard.
I am.
Silas, Aamon, what are your plans for the remainder of the night?
If I have time this evening, I may try to go hunting.
Twice in one night, Silas. Interesting.
This excursion tonight was more taxing than I had expected.
Aamon, what of you?
I'm otherwise unoccupied for the night, so I might explore the city a bit, see if there's anything I can get into.
If you wish to change your mind, you're welcome to join me for the remainder of the night and regale me with tales of your adventure.
I guess I could do that.
Silas, one final thing before you go hunting. We are
Yes.
considering petitioning the prince to take domain over the former Banu Haqim domain. We hope that with that, we will also get permission to expand our ranks. Although, of course, currently we are greatly limited by the Camarilla's laws, the prince has the power to overrule them if she so wishes.
Yes, I think the Lasamba able to get a stronger foothold in the city would be a very good thing. A stronger standing domain of our own and some positioning of our own would only be good.
I agree. And if we are given the right to embrace, I perhaps may grant you a child of your own.
I would be most gracious.
But first, of course, you must prove that you are worth keeping around.
Absolutely.
You have my utmost confidence. You are, of course, my blood. And I have never embraced anyone that is weak before.
And I will show no weakness and I will be strong. I don't want to bring shame to the blood.
Excellent. Please, go forth into the night and show this city exactly how much power there is in the darkness. Aamon, tell me of your greatest feats so far. And with that, rather than put Aamon on the spot, as tempting as it is,
Oh no, I already knew what I was going to start with, but that's
Go on.
fine. Oh, I was going to say, so we were in werewolf territory.
there. We shall call that the end of this week's session. Fairly earlier than usual, but still pretty good. This is what happens when we haven't got Xavier.
Now I can go
He-
play some Cyberpunk.
He
Same.
does know just how to
Same.
poke and prod to get RP out.
So, what have we got coming up in the week, Aamon?
More Phasmophobia on Wednesday because Bloodlines is still on hold. And then just more VTM, but we don't have a day decided yet. So
We've got a Star Trek game coming up with 2 special guests.
is that next week?
I've got to look at the dates and ping the appropriate
Yeah, I saw
people.
the dates being. Yeah, I saw the dates being discussed. I just didn't realize they were that close. Oh, they are. Okay.
Oh, shit. And we've started planning for the very, very Christmas special.
Mm-hmm.
Who should we raid?
Oh. I'm not sure. Let's see who's streaming.
Who's
these
actually